Guys, big things are happening in the crypto space right now. We did see a drop yesterday right into my orange line right here. Today, I'm going to give you my updated view on what I think is going to happen for the crypto space. I do have a couple of key charts showing us which direction you could be seeing here, both when it comes to Bitcoin, but also altcoins. We're looking at traditional markets, key things happening right here, and just general stuff you need to know if you're involved in the crypto space. So welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you are new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. Let's get straight into it. So yesterday we were, consolidating inside of this pattern, as you know, and we did actually see something happen yesterday. We saw a breakdown from this. We saw a hit or a touch of the $20,385 orange line right here. Now, from going down here, we did see a significant bounce, and a lot of people were buying off this level, of course. So why did we see a drop here? Well, this was due to an announcement yesterday from the Department of Justice. So what they did is they came out and said that they are having a press conference just 1 hour before, 1 hour after the announcement. They came out and said that we're going to have major international cryptocurrency enforcement action. So a lot of people, of course, were getting scared. A lot of people were speculating like, oh, what is going to happen? Are they going to go after Binance? Are they going to do something else? So the price dumped, and the announcement itself wasn't that significant. They said that they had arrested the founder of Bitslato, which is an exchange I've never heard about. So, the price bounced up, but we still haven't recovered it entirely. So that was a big kind of thing that they came out and said that, oh, we're going to have this press conference, prepare yourself. And then it was just, well, it wasn't that significant. Now, in general, if they're going to take more kind of action against exchanges, then that could be something to be on the lookout for. But this is something I'm anticipating anyway. So yeah, we're going to have to watch the progress of that. But the price went down. We did have a bounce of my orange line. And where do we find ourselves at right now? Well, if I switch over to this, you know that in general, I do believe the bottom is in. I do believe that we're going to trend upwards, but into the halving. The halving is in March of 2024, approximately. I do believe that we're going to trend much more positively inside of this teal box here, moving into the halving. So from this white line onto this green one. But what we've seen previously is going into this teal box also. In general, we tend to have some upwards action moving into this. So I do believe the bottom is in, but we're still going to have swings to the up and to the downside. That's absolutely fine. And in general, I do think we're going to trend upwards for the next, well, call it moving into the halving. Okay. So this is something we need to look on the short-term chart. So what we can see on the daily time frame as well, this is something I've been showing you, the 200-day EMA. And we've been talking about how we usually do see some trouble breaking above this, and how when we break through this, we usually have one final pump here, and then we usually do roll over after breaking through this 200 EMA. Now, this is something I've been talking about previously. You can see that we had a similar kind of situation right here. We had trouble breaking above this. When we finally broke above it, we did have a final big pump, and then we started to roll over, we started to go down. And also right here, we did have trouble breaking through it. Once we broke through it, a little bit of a pump here, and then we started to go down. So what we're seeing right now is exactly what we've been seeing here the recent times we've broken above this level. So yes, we're going to have volatility, we're going to have swings to the up and to the downside, but in general, I do think that over time, moving into the next couple of months and into the halving, we're going to have an uptrend for Bitcoin. This is what I believe. We will see if that is going to be the case. But the fact is that we have broken key long-term charts, guys. We've broken key trend lines. We've broken key patterns as well. For instance, this massive falling wedge. So this is already broken out. So we will see what this can go, but this is on the weekly time frame. So again, it can take a couple of weeks for us to start to to go up here. It can take months. It can take up to a half a year before we start to really go off. So yes, I do like the price action. I do like, of course, the optimism, the bullishness in the market, but we still have to keep an eye on these things. And if I flip on the Lux Algo, a lot of people really like this indicator, by the way, guys. I will cover this even more moving forward. So this actually has more functions, which I'm going to be explaining as well, which are really cool. But if you just look at the indicator, the buy indicator right here, if we get a sell indication here, you know I'm going to give you that. So yes, as soon as we do get a sell, we didn't have it yet. We might not have it for a long while because usually, you know, it takes a while for us to get these signals after seeing. Remember, the last time we got the signal here was actually in November of 2021. So it's more than a year ago we got that sell signal, and it's been more than a year. So we now have this buy signal. So if we do get another signal here, I am going to let you know. So make sure to subscribe and activate the bell. And of course, if you want to get this indicator for yourself, you do have the link in the description. Moving on, the Bitcoin dominance continues to trend up a bit here. So we're moving towards this trend line here at 44%. So be aware of that. If you look at the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin, you can see that we were rejected out of a key trend line here as well. So what this basically signals is that if we break through this level, and we're going to do it eventually, but when we break through this level, it means that altcoins are greatly going to outperform Bitcoin. So we're keeping an eye on this. As you know, I've been saying that you should start thinking about altcoins. You should start preparing your altcoin bags already. You should start thinking about the strategy for how you want to play this, because once we really start to go off here, depending on where the Bitcoin price might be, you're going to see some massive gains. And a lot of people think that we're not going to see the same amount of gains you saw in 2018, 2020, or even 2021. You are going to see it. You just have to be patient. You have to make up your strategy and plan right now. I'm, of course, going to continue to give you my plan here on the channel. Now, before we talk about some key levels here moving forward, guys, if you have a Bybit account, make sure to join the trading competition right now. If you already have a Bybit account, why not? You're able to claim up to $50,000 in prize pots, depending on where you end up in the trading competition. And also up to $30,000. If you don't have a Bybit account, make sure to get one as soon as possible. $30,000 in deposit bonuses, depending on the size of your first deposit. So make sure to take advantage of these offers. It's time limited. Time is running out, guys. You have the link in the description. Now, one thing I want to show you is on the traditional markets, you do have this massive trend line. This goes all the way back to 2021. So you do have this trend line here, and you can see we've been rejected a couple of times here on the traditional markets, on the S&P 500. So recently, or just yesterday actually, we did get rejected one more time. But this is a bit of a tricky one because yes, we do get rejected, but also we're making a little bit of a trend of making higher lows here. So we're gonna break through this eventually, I do believe, but it could take some time. This is on the daily time frame. So we're keeping an eye on this. As soon as we are about to break through this, I'm going to let you know as always. Moving on, we do have the Fed talking about what we should expect here. So the Fed have been saying that we should expect the rate to rise a little bit, up to 5% and 5.25, which would mean that they're going to raise it about 1 more percent. And they say that it's projected that we're going to remain at this level towards the end of 2023. Okay, so this is what the Fed have been saying. Now, if we look at what the markets are expecting, it's not really that. So, you know, they've been saying that they're expecting us to be at 5.5, approximately 5.25, somewhere in this vicinity, right? The Fed have been communicating that that is what we should expect. Now, what the markets are really thinking might actually happen is way lower than that. So what you can see is this orange line. The market are anticipating us actually, you know, reaching a level of about 5% right here, but then starting to quickly go down here. So why do the market think that the Fed are not going to stick to what they've been saying? So the Fed are saying we're going to go higher. We're going to go to about 5.5% in the interest rate. We're going to stay for a year. The market believes that we're not going to stay even at these levels for a year. So there's a discrepancy here. Well, the market believes that because usually the Fed are, you know, not really that pessimistic. Like, usually the Fed resort to money printing again, sooner rather than later. They usually do say that we're gonna have higher rates, we're gonna do this and that, but then eventually, much sooner than expecting, or much sooner than what they've been saying, they resort to printing money again and lowering interest rates. So this is why the market believes that we're going to see the same thing here. We're going to see that not actually be the case, that the Fed are going to have this higher interest rate for this prolonged period of time. So this also means that if the Fed actually does that, well, the market are going to be in for a surprise. So we need to keep watching this, guys, what the market believes and what the Fed are communicating. So this is the disconnect. Here in 2024, the Fed are communicating about 4%. The market believes about 2.7%. So yeah, we're keeping an eye on this for sure. Now, a couple of key things to keep watching here. The crypto brokerage Genesis Global Capital may be nearing bankruptcy filing. So Genesis Trading, they are looking to file for bankruptcy. These are the reports. Not only that, the way that they are looking to file for bankruptcy is that they're doing Chapter 11, which is what you usually see in the crypto space. But they also are looking for a pre-packaged filing involving the debtor negotiating the terms of its plan and soliciting votes from creditors prior to the actual filing, with the goal of speeding up the time it takes to emerge from bankruptcy protection. So basically, they're negotiating with Gemini, negotiating with all of these other entities they owe money to try to, strike a deal. In this case, it would involve getting equity in Digital Currency Group, which is the parent company of Genesis Trading. Of course, Digital Currency Group, also the parent company of Grayscale, which have more than $14 billion worth of crypto. So we need to keep an eye on the progressment here, or the progress of Genesis Trading, this bankruptcy, because this is going to have big implications on the crypto space. Hopefully this is going to be the final one, guys. FTX is out, Celsius is out. Of course, Genesis Trading, 3 Arrows Capital. You have a lot of entities who have gone bust already. Let's hope that we're not going to see more of these. Let's hope that the massive contagion stops at these entities. So yeah, we're keeping an eye on that. Of course, I already talked about the Department of Justice. They caught BitSlato, which is an exchange I've never heard about. Guys, that's what I got for you. I hope that you're prepared for what may come for Bitcoin, the crypto space, altcoins and whatnot. I will keep you updated as always. I will see you in the next one.